I have ants eating the blossoms of my yellow crooked neck squash. What do I do about ants? I have hand pollinated, but the squash are small and falling off. Please help me. I have worked so hard this year to do better than last year. And this is Heidi from Port St. Joe, Florida on YouTube. Ants eating the blossoms, but here's something too, all right, that we should take into consideration. But the squash is still small and falling off, even after hand pollinating. So that tells me something about pollination there.
Right. I've never seen an ant eat a squash. You know, ants are generally beneficial in your garden. Now, they're going to be around if you have aphids.
Sure, sure.
And because aphids secrete honeydew, and the ants like that.
Oh, they like it. Yeah.
But the ants aren't the problem. What do you think? Do you think the squash didn't get pollinated, or?
Yeah,
or do you think?
I don't think it got adequately pollinated.
Yeah,
right?
Even though she tried to hand pollinate, if you're trying to hand pollinate a male blossom with a male blossom, it's probably not going to work.
It's not going to work,
you know?
right. That's not going to work.
And sometimes you only have male blossoms on the plant for
and
a
that
while.
does happen. It does happen.
And I can understand that being confusing.
Yeah,
but,
that does happen, because the male blossoms actually appear first. Then you'll get the females, but you'll know the difference between the male and the female, because the female will have a little ovary that looks like a squash,
right?
You know, under the petal. But yeah, I'm thinking inadequate pollination.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that you go back and forth with the male and the female.
Yeah.
And then of course environmental conditions, and maybe some stresses there, but I just think it's pollination.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you don't have any bee activity, maybe, but you can still, hand pollinate, but you got to make sure you got the male and the female to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, because again, I mean, yeah, if they're small and falling off, then that's the problem.
Biology, right? Good old-fashioned biology. Yeah.
Good old-fashioned biology, Heidi. Thanks for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed. To subscribe, click below.